Hey y'all, welcome to Ghosts and Glitter. My name's Rachel and this is my July TBR. So, the books that I want to read. There's a lot. I'm super excited about them. Most of them are from the library because I apparently have an aversion to reading books that I actually have bought with my own money and own. So most of these are from the library, so it's kind of a little mini library book haul, as well as my July TBR. Also, there's some awesome readathons and book club picks that I'm going to go over. I'm participating in Summerween, so I'll talk about my Summerween TBR, which I'm really excited because I've never participated in that before. So yeah, let's get to booking. First off, I'm going to talk about the two kind of graphic novels that I have from the library. One of them is a manga. It is the second volume of Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't really know how to explain what this is about. So it's got some dark parts, it's got some humorous parts. I really enjoy it. This is only volume 2. I have watched farther in the anime though, but I want to catch up to myself with these. So I got that. Oh. Next up, we have Bitterroot by, that's a lot of people. Anyway, Bitterroot. Doesn't that cover look so cool? I love this art style. It's so neat. I really haven't heard much about this. I know Ashley over at Bookish Realm made this part of one of the months for her Realm of Comics book club. All I know is that this is a monster hunting family in Harlem, I believe. And that's all I really want to know. I love creature features. I love monster hunters. I love a good family saga or dynamic. So yes, Bitterroot, Volume 1, Family Business is the name. Next up, we have Gideon the Ninth. I've been seeing this around a lot. Mixed reviews, honestly, but I'm curious. I've heard it's like fantasy and sci-fi combined, which I don't really know if I like or not. I can't think of anything I've read that is like a true mix of both of those things. So we're going to try this out. I've heard lesbian necromancers in space, and even if that's just a small part of this pie, I'm excited to see where it takes us. There we go. That was a safer smack. Real quick, this isn't necessarily something I think I'll really review or anything because it's a textbook, but it is something that I'm going to be reading, so we're going to talk about it. It's called Men, Women, and Chainsaws, Ginger in the Modern Horror Film. Modern as to when this book was written, which I think was in the 90s. So there might be stuff in here that doesn't really hold up, but I am curious to see what this author has to say about that. She is, this is by Carol J. Clover, by the way. She is, I believe, the woman who coined the term final girl, which is the main reason I was interested in picking this up. So, that's that. We got 3 more here. 1 is old and 2 are new. The old one is Maurier by Daphne du Maurier. Apparently, she just liked to name her books after random women. This is the author of Rebecca. This is the author of My Cousin Rachel and Marianne. But yeah, all I read back here was sex, scandal, corruption, and the privileged world of high society. And that sounded really juicy and dramatic, and I think I'm going to like it. I've never read a novel by her. I haven't read Rebecca. I haven't read My Cousin Rachel. I've read some short stories by her though and really, really enjoyed them. Like we got along pretty well. So I'm hoping that I like her just as much in novel form. If not, I'll still probably read Rebecca at some time because it's one of my mom's favorite books. Okay, and the 2 new releases, maybe even new as of June? I don't know. Anyway, first up, we got You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi. I'm really excited to get to this. I really enjoy this author. Their work is really, really good. Their writing is like none other that I've read before. They're like very unique writing style. Not to mention that Jesse over at Bowties and Books like champions this author and has been loving this book. So yeah, I'm excited to get to this. And finally, Oh, good. She didn't fall on the ground. Okay, finally, we have The Children on the Hill by Jennifer McMahon. I've read one book by her, The Winter People, and I loved it and decided that I would love everything by her, because that's a reasonable decision. Woo! Okay. That's when that's due. When is it due? The 7th? Oh, Lord. We gotta renew. I don't know much about this. I know, much like her other books, that this is probably going to have 2 timelines, which I really enjoy. I heard that it was inspired by Frankenstein, and I was like, yep, I'm going to read it. So, oh God. Whew. Alrighty. So that is my library book haul. Now we're going to go into my the book club reads that I'm hoping to get to, as well as Summerween stuff. So let's do the book club stuff really quick. First up is the Literally Dead Book Club, hosted by Kayla at Books and Lala. I need to catch up on June's read, which just came in on my Kindle like 2 days ago, which is Hide by Kirsten White. So I'm going to read that. And then I'm going to read The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager whenever that gets in at my library. I've heard mixed things about Hide, but I'm still going to read it because I'm curious. And I haven't really heard anything about The House Across the Lake, but I've read The Last Time I Lied, loved it, Home Before Dark, enjoyed it, and Survive the Night, which made me rather angry. I did not like it. It was compulsive. It was truly enjoyable in its own way to read, but it also was terrible. And The House Across the Lake, I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Also, a book club that I like to very loosely participate in is the Bookish True Crime Club, which is hard to say now that I've tried to say it. But that is an Instagram book club hosted by Spookish Mommy. They have a true crime book every month. Sometimes they'll have 2. If you, like me, are trying to get into more true crime specifically, I think the Bookish True Crime Club is a really good way to just get some ideas. I'm going to be reading the March, April, and May picks because I got them all on audio, and I'm very excited because that's how I love to consume true crime, is through audio. So first off, we have Lady Killers, which is, I'm actually reading it right now, and I'm really enjoying it. It's basically just these little sections about female serial killers throughout history, and there's people in there, actually most of the ones that it's covered so far I've never heard of, and it's fascinating because it's just a really good what's the word? Summation of the history at the time, the politics at the time, and the women, like what circumstances surrounded them. Not excusing anything, but just like, this is what life looked like. And then this woman was horrible. It's a fun time. It's really fascinating. Next up is On the Farm. It's a serial killer. It's a Canadian serial killer that worked on a pig farm. Don't remember his name. I had never heard of him. I'm going to be starting that here pretty soon. And the next is Unmasked. So those are the 3 true crime books that I'm hoping to get to. Next up we have, Summerween. So I'm participating in Summerween this year. I'm really excited. There's some prompts for Summerween, and I'm planning on all of my books to match up with the prompts to be genuinely like spooky or horror books. I know you can really read anything through Summerween, but I want to stick with the vibe, the intention, and get scared, hopefully. So, first prompt, read a book in the dark. For me, I'm going to be doing this on my Kindle, most likely, and I could change my mind at any time because mood reader, but I'm planning on reading The Rotting Within. I don't know anything about this book. I know Nina at The Wandering Reader really enjoyed it, and then I saw the cover and I said yes. So hoping to read that. Prompt number 2, a book with Halloween colors. Okay, so I am interpreting this really loosely because I wanted to read a book off of my physical shelf instead of get yet another book from the library. So I'm reading this little short novella called The Worm and His Kings by Hailey Piper. I'm so excited about this. I've read one other book by her before, which was The Possession of Natalie Glasgow, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to get into this. It says that it's cosmic horror in the 90s. It looks subterranean. I love subterranean anything. That's one like niche thing that I love it. And yeah, the black and the green I feel like are Halloween covers. There's a little like blade on the back too. But yeah, this is Halloween-y. That's Halloween-y. So we got that. Then, the next prompt is a book with haunt in the title. I don't own anything with that word in the title, but I have a solution. I have been wanting to read a book by Darcy Coates for a few years now. She's supposed to be like cozy, spooky, haunted vibes. And honestly, a handful of her books have the word haunt in the title, like The Haunting of This House and The Haunting of That House and The Haunting of That Person. So I'm going to read one of those. And then finally, a slasher. For that, I am going to read The Bloody Tracks of Bigfoot by David Irons. I really don't know anything about this, but I love a creature feature and I love a slasher, and this has both. It takes place in the 80s in Oregon. I'm really hoping for a cast of characters that I love to hate, and that I'm hoping to be rooting for Bigfoot. I'm hoping that these people suck, like every last one of them, and that I'm going to be like, yeah, get them the whole time. Honestly, I think it's going to be a fun time. I love the cover of it though. I love the beat up paperback look on a crisp new book, and the cover is so buttery. I love it. The final prompt is to bake a treat, which I will. And then this doesn't fit any of the prompts for Summerween, but I still want to get to it kind of as a bonus for myself, because I want to read this in the summer. I've been holding off for like 2 summers, maybe just 1, but this is Worst Laid Plans, an anthology of vacation horror. And the only author I recognize in here is Hailey Piper. All the other ones are new to me, but I love the cover. I feel like July is the peak time to be reading vacation horror. Look at the cover though, like this screams July. I don't know if I want to be on a beach or in my room or in the garden or whatnot, but I'm excited to get into this, so I will. And that is my July TBR. And there's literally books that have slid into the floor and it looks like chaos right now. But I'm really excited. I'm really excited for my TBR. I'm really excited to come back at the end of the month and tell you how badly I failed, but also tell you about the books that I read that didn't make it into this video. But yeah, I hope y'all are having a great day, week, month, what have you. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!